another episode of the One More Tonight Here podcast, almost at full strength today. I mean, Pappas is here, Kiefer is here,
but Dano is not.
I'm not 100%. I'll admit it.
Okay.
I'm just a tad under the weather.
But even you at your.
But still, I show up. I'm a workhorse, not a show horse.
Yeah, you're something.
See, Pappas, you're a show horse.
Oh, am I?
I'm a workhorse.
Oh, okay.
I love that analogy.
There you go.
I love that analogy.
There you go. I show up.
All right, whatever.
Well, I'm glad that both of you did.
I almost forgot.
I apologize as I sent a text message coming in hot from the golf course because we were stuck behind
Why didn't you play
multiple foursomes of old people that just did not know pace of play.
One day you'll be the old guy out there.
And I will be.
Yeah.
I didn't bitch about it, but I was like, oh, fuck. We have a podcast at 5. I need to get there. So I texted you guys, said, hey, I'm coming in hot.
You made it.
And we made it. So we appreciate Falk and Tyler that are sitting here and that we can see in the chats. We got some others lying in the weights. But no, we appreciate you and hope everybody had an awesome Labor Day weekend. We had fun at the pool for the days that I was there. I had to work yesterday. Luckily, nothing popped off. Very nice, easy holiday. We'll take it.
The Powerball jackpot is $1.3 billion.
Yeah, I saw that.
Should have bought a ticket.
What would you do?
Ooh,
if you hit it?
Hey, I wouldn't tell anybody that I fucking hit it.
Yes,
You'd have to tell something.
I mean, obviously, Jill.
There would be signs.
You wouldn't tell me?
No, I wouldn't tell a single motherfucking soul. Except for my fucking attorney and my financial advisor. Then I would sit and figure out what I want to do.
Wouldn't tell anyone?
No.
Wow. Okay.
I'd have the opposite effect. I would tell
I'm sure
everybody.
If anybody knows Andrew, yes, we know that you would have the opposite effect.
And I would honestly, I you know what? It'd be nice to be, honestly, there's a lot of people I'd love to help that I just don't have the financial wherewithal to do. And I would, like, I look up to,
it's exactly why I wouldn't tell anybody.
No,
and then I would help.
I'd tell them because I'd like people to ask me and then I'd say no. So I wanted people to approach and then I'll just say, get away.
That's how you get your kicks.
I kind of do.
Say, no.
You are not worthy. You are not worthy.
I mean,
you
nice.
Over there. Did you ask for anything? No.
Be like, who'd you vote for? No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
That's awesome.
I mean,
that's a lot of money, though. It is a lot of money. And I say I wouldn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
But that's in my mind. That's how that plays out.
I mean, after taxes, you'd probably be around what?
600
something
million.
700 mil, maybe.
Well, I was wondering, what are the,
sounds terrible.
Hey, look it up. What are all the combinations? Like, how many combinations are there?
Oh, Jesus.
So I'm wondering is if you covered every one, would you make money?
So
I mean, it has to be close to where you could buy every combination of ticket. I don't know how you do it, but you could, and then you would make money. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
so I don't know how many odds are the Powerball. One in what?
Let me see if this has it right here. Let's see. 6 numbers, 1.3 billion. 1.1. Let me see.
Question was
posed. You think a decent journalist.
You have a 1.
I knew that.
A 1 in 292 million chance of picking all 6 numbers.
Okay, so there's 292 deals, right?
Well, 1 in 292 million.
Yeah, I understand that. There's 292 million. What is the jackpot? 1.3 billion, and after tax, you get 600 million. So if you covered it, you'd still clear. If you bought 292 million tickets, you would clear $300 and something million. That's my point. Now I don't know how you would do that. I don't know if there's a computer that would go in and buy all the iterations of it.
Yeah,
or you could just sit at the.
If you take cash up front, you get 589 million.
Okay, so that's my point. You make 300 million if you cover the 292.
Yeah,
so why don't you run over there to the Quickie Mart?
Are you able to
cover you the 292?
Are you able to front that much of a cash outlay?
My point is, I wonder if no.
If
But
so, then we need to be nicer to him.
is there not? Don't you think that? I mean, if I don't know how you buy. I mean, I know you can buy lottery tickets with your phone now, and I don't know if there's a way that you could do that. But I mean, you would make money. That's a way guaranteed $300 million. Now the problem would be is if like multiple
If there's
people won it,
multiple winners.
yeah, and you got screwed. But I mean, who knows?
Then that jackpot gets cut 3 or 4 ways.
Then you lose money.
That would be tough.
That would be tough. That would suck. That,
That
would
would
be
be
my.
tough.
That would be my luck.
This MIT professor says Powerball tickets aren't worth $2 and won't be until the jackpot exceeds $2 billion.
Oh, okay.
So they're saying
Why
they're
is
essentially,
that drawing's tonight at
they're
what,
saying
7?
a $2 ticket is a ripoff.
Well, I don't understand. What's the difference?
I don't know.
I mean, if you buy,
It has a lot to do with math. I've never been good at math.
well, but if you buy, if that makes
Just
no
saying.
sense.
What?
Well, I mean, look, I mean, okay, it's not worth $2 if it's $2 billion. If you bought $2 ticket and you won $600 million after tax, it'd be worth it. So my point is, that's a stupid statement. I don't understand what he means by that. Of course, again,
It says the break-even value for a $2 bet is $584 million.
What?
I don't know.
who
I
wrote
don't know
this?
what that means.
Who's the idiot that wrote this article?
That's Chinese math. That's Chinese
Whatever.
math.
So you guys can go out there and buy your lotto ticket. I will not be. I don't buy lotto tickets.
I typically do not. Occasionally, I will just go on a whim if I'm grabbing beer at the drive-thru. I'm like, oh, give me 2 Powerballs or
Yeah,
whatever.
I take a stab at it every once in a while.
every now and then.
So are you going to take a step tonight?
I might,
I
There
might.
you go.
I might.
if I get to the appropriate place of business in time.
It's it's not on the forefront because
No, if I won, I
I
tell you
had
what,
to ask.
But after this
drawing's at
pod,
7.
I've got 3 different things I've got to do after this podcast.
You are
so
a busy.
I've got a
man.
ton of shit going on.
I'd be
now,
like
so.
Gary Sinise. I'd set up a foundation. I'd do some good work for.
So you
people
could
that
throw a little money at Honor Flight would be nice.
Yeah, I'd be
You know?
happy. To
Everyone
endow
flies
Honor
first
Flight.
class.
Well, listen. Let me tell you something. The way they fly, the way we
Could throw some money to
There's
AFTAB's campaign.
Yeah,
Well,
I could, I
AFTAB
would.
could use some help. Sure.
They leave a week from tomorrow. The first flight of fall.
Honor
A week
flight.
from tomorrow. Honor flight.
Excellent.
10th. Wait, 10th. What's today? 2nd? Yeah, 10th.
What is this on your cup that you've got displayed
So
to
Trump.
the camera? You
Trump
want people
Punisher.
to notice that.
That's the Trump Punisher. Oh, I don't know. Can you see that? Oh,
Is
there
that
it
is that a new creation?
Oh, yeah, it's
No,
from
that
the
was last year, 2 years ago. I don't know. I have
Trump the
some-
Punisher.
Trump the Punisher.
Trump the Punisher.
Trump hair. Wait, I turned it the wrong way. Everything's backwards on the TV. There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
All
my
right,
There you
Trump
go.
Punisher.
That's
So I'm
way
glad you guys had a nice Labor Day.
better. You were up in Michigan, correct?
I was in my undisclosed location. and
somewhere in the state up north.
I was
and,
on my boat, just
yes.
being boating and doing my boat things.
pictures look lovely.
I thought so. Did you see your lovely mayor? You know what he did? Anyone have a guess what the mayor did?
Did he go to one an anti-Trump event or
Nope.
2 a pro-union event
Yep.
in celebration of Labor Day
Well,
and
yeah.
pro-LGBTQ and all the
it
other
wasn't
stuff?
it wasn't the LGBT close
Okay.
minus whatever, but it was. He did go to a picket line because the GE
Oh, you
workers
were
are-
UAW,
picket line.
the auto
the
workers.
GE people are striking, and so I thought it was kind of funny.
So he
that-
showed his solidarity with.
He
the-
did. He goes
the
over
union
there.
employees.
He goes over there. He goes over there and he marches with them in the picket line. And I was like, that's probably one of your largest employers in the city, and you should.
But they're not
probably-
even in the city.
Well, no, they're not. But
They're in the region.
They're in the region, but they're right there. I mean, they're right outside the city.
It's still
But I mean, my point-
Evendale is not the city.
I understand that, but it's right on 75, just north of town, and I'm sure that a lot of city residents work for GE. They're one of the major
I'm sure
employers.
there are.
And he goes and he marches with them. And I was like, I realize that's an easy low fruit for him to go be like, hey, look, I'm a union guy and I'm with your union guys, blah, 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 blah. But if I was a corporate exec for GE, I'd be like, fuck you, buddy. I mean, seriously, I'd be like, we're in a labor dispute and you're over there, the mayor of the city, marching with these guys. That just rubs me of a city, one of your major employers. You should not be, my opinion, you should not be doing that.
Well, I think he thinks those are the people who vote for him.
Well, they are, but those people are going to vote for him either way.
But here's the thing, too. If you look at it, what's that do? Well, it's the mayor of Evendale the village that houses GE.
Right.
Sorry if you hear Brody / Baxter as Dan calls him. But
looks like
if
Baxter.
you hear him in the
Does
background.
look like Baxter.
But what's that do to the Evendale mayor when you have the mayor of Cincinnati coming into your turf?
Right.
Like it's just I think it's lowbrow shit.
It's just he's just.
How about you handle the shit in your city limits?
Well, listen.
Handle
For
that.
example, we had, I don't know if you guys heard, but we had a shooting in Mount Washington, which is just outside of Anderson Township.
3 dead.
3 people dead.
Like literally, probably
It's
3 miles.
from my house. And AFTAB, city safe. Don't worry about it. Now, I don't know. Now, that was probably a crime of passion from what I can see, what I've picked up on.
But that was one of 3 incidents.
It's
in the
3
region.
people murdered a mile from my house. And it's annoying to me that this guy is such a turd that he shows up for the low-hanging fruit, but he doesn't want to do the hard job.
Is that why you never invite me over? It's because you're afraid I'm going to get murdered.
I don't invite anybody.
Doing you a favor.
I like my solitude. I really do. I have a big sign that says "Stay out."
Stay out. You're a fucking angry elf.
I'm not angry.
Here, real quick, just since
I'm frustrated.
here, yeah, I can tell. We're gonna hit this real quick, and then wherever it goes from here is where it goes. But Dan, you sent me this, and I found this very, very interesting, and that's what the thumbnail is.
Well, rarely is there such a cut and dry. I mean, it happens from time to time, but rarely do you see such a cut and dried example of how the media, the mainstream national agenda-driven media, censors news content. So when you have on the Secretary of Homeland Security, you would think that you would want to, if you're doing it for the right reasons, you would want people to hear the Secretary of Homeland Security,
No question.
and what the Secretary has to say.
This is probably going to hit a goddamn ad because I didn't have time to do it. But keep talking.
But apparently, that's not good enough for CBS News when they interview Kristi Noem.
Cool.
So Kristi Noem was asked again about the quote Maryland dad, Kilmore Abrego Garcia.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, you got to burp right in the middle of Kilmore.
Just want to make sure. Just in case they missed it.
So this video comes from newsbusters.org. My buddy Curtis Houck over there and the staff, I mean, they do a great job. And
this is a great article, as you said.
Yeah.
Like I watched the video this morning. I read the transcript.
It
was great.
In this video, though, underneath, you'll see flashing the part that was edited out of what CBS actually aired. So obviously the video, the interview was not live. It was recorded ahead of time. And this is something that CBS News does with regularity. And so, when we sit here and talk about censorship on behalf of the media and how the media leans left and
leans.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're essentially a wing of the Democrat Party, and they're the mouthpiece of the Democrat National Committee. So it's not; it's a lot more than leaning. You're absolutely right about that. But when we talk about it, we do more than just talk about it. We provide examples, and this is one of the most clear-cut examples I have ever seen. So, Jason, with no further delay, would you please hit that video?
And I don't want to blow the video up for the whole screen because I want you to be able to read the transcript underneath.
Up by ICE in recent months is Kilmar Abrego Garcia, and the fate of his situation is still up.
Watch for the
He's
flashing
awaiting
yellow
trial on
when
human
she starts
smuggling
speaking.
Charges set for January in Tennessee, but your department's also working to get him deported to Uganda. If he broke the law in this country, as the administration alleges, shouldn't he be held here and face charges here instead of being deported?
Well, prosecution decisions are always made by the Department of Justice and Pam Bondi's department, so we will let them do that. Although this individual does have criminal charges pending, he has charges pending against him civilly as well. And the one thing that we will continue to do is to make sure that he doesn't walk free in the United States of America. This individual was a known human smuggler, MS-13 gang member, an individual who was a white
So you see that.
and someone who was so perverted that he solicited nude photos from minors. And even his fellow human traffickers told him to knock it off. He was so sick in what he was doing and how he was treating small children. So he needs to never be in the United States of America, and our administration is making sure we're doing all that we can to bring him to justice.
But I heard you say that we're going to let the Justice Department do that. Does that mean the push to deport him to Uganda is off?
Oh, we will still continue to pursue all options.
Okay.
We will make sure that he's not released into this country. So regardless of that, yes, absolutely. He's not an American citizen and he shouldn't be here. And especially because of his dangerous criminal activities, we should ensure that we leave every avenue on the table.
Got it.
So there you go.
So what I love about that though is at the end, okay, got it.
Yeah. Well, CBS still wants people to believe that this guy is nothing more than a family man. He's got good intentions.
Just a dad.
Yeah, just a dad.
Just a dad.
And so when she goes on to talk about how he's an MS-13 gang member, beats his wife, he's perverted. And I didn't know this, that he was soliciting nude photos from minors.
I did not know.
That his fellow human traffickers told him to knock it. I mean, imagine that.
Like, yo,
Dude,
man,
when you're running,
you're fucking up pretty bad.
if you're running with
out,
human traffickers, that's some of the lowest scum on the planet right there. And even they were so disgusted with this dude, they told him to knock it off.
Okay.
For the way he's treating small children. But see, CBS News looks at that and they decide, you know what? Our viewers don't need to hear that. Our viewers don't need to know that. They don't know that, that this guy is a dangerous criminal who has no business being on the streets and walking around free in the United States of America.
Hey, Mike, my brother's on.
I know.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Who did Dan Rather work for?
CBS.
Wow. Didn't they learn a lesson? Did they never learn a lesson? Or does it just seem like they have a deep-seated agenda to skew the news that would make, actually, that's very Pravda est, because most people, the younger people, don't know what Pravda was. But does that not remind you of something Pravda would do?
Well, it wasn't that long. It was back in July when CBS had to pay Trump $16 million
Should they sue
to settle a lawsuit over what Kamala Harris said. Remember when they edited the Kamala Harris interview?
So
when she's running for president of the United States,
can they sue over this? That's my question.
I don't know who has standing, and maybe the secretary has standing.
Secretary probably has standing.
I would think
because they misconstrued her comment.
Yeah, I was going to say I would think she could sue personally.
I mean, if they have her on and then they cut that out and then continue without doing, I mean, I'm just, whatever. I'm not surprised. I'm sickened. You can't, and that's why people say you cannot believe what you see on TV. It's just sad.
Well, yeah, it's not shocking, but I think she could probably sue if she was under the impression that this interview that I'm giving with what I'm saying is going to be put out there. Now you can go. They have the leg to stand on, post. Well, we edit it, due to post time and whatever, but they edited out the most important part.
Well, they edit out,
and they do that on purpose.
Yeah,
we all know that.
Yeah.
We're not dumb.
To skew public opinion and
Correct.
to make and to further their, as Dan said, to further their narrative that this guy is a dad. He was a Boy Scout troop leader.
I love the fact that every headline is Maryland dad.
Yeah, it's
every
Maryland dad.
Headline is Maryland dad.
He was.
Are you shitting me?
He was. He adopted stray puppies, and
he suckled them back to health
himself, which is odd, but whatever.
Amazing.
He's amazing.
But then he beat women, which is awesome.
Well,
fucking stupid.
I don't understand when, you have to hold the media accountable because let me tell you something. The media has a license from the government to be on airwaves, public airwaves. Mm-hmm. Okay. So they should be held to a higher standard of not doing this shit. And at some point, obviously $16 million wasn't enough. What's it going to take for them to learn that this isn't to be tolerated in the United States of America?
So that's why I titled this what I did: Media Censorship. Are we shocked? ? Now, we have a very, very small, low-level podcast. We have been censored on Facebook, and we've been censored on Twitter, and we've been censored on YouTube. I've gotten put in Facebook jail for shit that I've put out there, YouTube jail. So we're on like a 30-day hold or whatever. But this should be the platform that you now. Granted, we are signing on to their what do you call them? Rights of agreement of rights, whatever it's called. When we click the box and we sign it.
Service, yeah.
So that's fine. YouTube changes their shit all the time. Facebook changes their shit all the time. Meta got sued and had to release a lot of shit. This space, this podcast space, should be free to be able to say what you want to say. Now it's whether people log into it and watch it. But the media is going away, and that's where I think the biggest problem is mainstream media is going away.
Well, like I said,
and it's their own damn fault.
It is.
Yes.
It is. It
Yes.
is. And I don't feel sorry for them, nor do you. But for example, these are public airways that they are broadcasting their channels on that are owned by the people. And if they're doing this kind of censorship to skew the news, I think they should be held accountable. Now, what does that mean? Whether it's a monetary fine, whether, I don't know, do you say, hey, you're going to be off air for 30 days? So they go ape. They were off air for 30 minutes.
Well, the thing is,
and what happens with
settlement?
What happens with the newspaper, though? If somebody in the newspaper that nobody reads anymore, except for like fucking 70-year-olds or occasionally a couple people I know, but when they put their retractions in, it's at the very fucking
very
bottom.
back. It's at the bottom. It's at the back of the section.
You
that
never see
nobody
it.
reads. So the newspaper will run a headline that you beat puppies, right? Okay, but then they correct it because you didn't beat puppies. You did whatever. You saved puppies. But they'll say, and that's in the back of the paper that nobody reads.
Nobody
the
sees
damage
it.
is done. The drive-by's already taken place. And,
Correct.
Whatever.
But there's nothing that happens to these these legacy media outlets.
Right.
Nothing happens.
Right.
And I'm glad you said this.
Well, and the thing is, the majority of people don't know that that these egregious and they're not errors, that these these willful edits and this willful manipulation of the news has happened because they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
CBS, you think CBS reported on that it had to pay $16 million
Probably not.
to Trump for the way they edited the Kamala Harris interview?
Probably not.
Do they go back and talk about how when Trump called out Leslie Stahl on CBS's 60 Minutes? Remember when she was talking about the Hunter Biden laptop?
Yeah.
Oh, that can't be verified.
Yeah.
It's not verified.
Yeah.
What do you say? Go down and read the papers. And they're acting like it never happened. They did it to Ron DeSantis.
Oh yeah.
I mean that famous interview where he's in the airplane hangar and this reporter shouts out a question and tries to act like she did a big gotcha question, and DeSantis just destroyed her bit by bit by bit, and all they did was show the first 2 seconds of his reaction to the question,
right?
And he went on at length and just dismantled her whole idiotic argument. And I think that was about when they were doing the COVID shots and they were going to do them at the Winn-Dixie. Right? Because, how many Winn-Dixies are there in Florida?
Go to Florida. You do.
I mean, you can't go to Florida without running into a Winn-Dixie. There's more. They're worse than Starbucks.
They're worse than Publix. More than Publix?
No, that's what I'm thinking of. Publix, not Winn-Dixie.
There you go.
Publix in Florida.
You're not wrong with Winn-Dixie.
But that's
Winn-Dixie's still
But the
down there,
Publix,
too.
but they had, and then they were trying to act like this was some sweetheart deal that he cut with Publix because, I guess, they support his campaign or whatever like that.
Right.
And he's like, look, there's a Publix on every fucking corner.
There is.
Have you been here? Look around. It's the easiest way for people to get one of these Wuhan shots. And, if they want to get it. Which, he didn't force anyone to get it. It was all up to you if you want to get it, which, by the way, I have not gotten one and I do not intend to get one.
I did not either.
Yeah. So I think, thumbs up to my friends over at MCR Newsbusters, newsbusters.org. Check out that website if you get a chance. Great work by them to
that was a great
not only call it out, but present this video the way they presented it.
Yes.
That makes it without question, totally clear.
I
Just
think, though,
the kind of work they're doing over there.
I'll say this: I don't think this administration is going to take this laying down. I think Trump will. I think this administration will respond or do something to make sure the record is corrected and they don't continue to do this. They're not.
Well, the Dems think
behavior.
that Trump's dying right now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see what that was? That Tim Walz who was talking about that?
He's getting ready to die.
What a piece of crap that guy is.
That guy is the biggest piece of shit.
What an absolute jerk.
Yeah.
And this comes on the heels of the shooting that the horrific shooting that they had in Minnesota.
Yep.
That'll segue perfectly into this next.
And then he's going out there making jokes about Trump being, we're going to get some news about Trump being dead soon.
That's not even. I mean, that's just it's just not funny. It's first of all, it's not.
He deserves to get a visit from the Secret Service.
He should be. He should, and he needs a cavity search, but he'll probably like it. I just
what an asshole.
I think the guy, and Democrats will chuckle, but this is the fundamental difference between conservatives and liberals. Liberals, there's no boundaries. There's never any boundaries, and they think they have the moral high ground. And
well, that's because as I said before, the agenda trumps everything.
Correct.
So CBS News, in pursuit of the agenda, right, furthering liberal notions, they will manipulate news stories. Tim Walz will go out there and talk about Trump. We're going to find out Trump's going to be dead soon. Right. I mean, they will walk, not only toe the line, but they will cross that line gladly, time after time after time, as long as it's in pursuit of what? The agenda. Because the agenda is more important than anything else.
But we all pay attention. We all pay attention to what's happening, right? And I never in the last 5 days, thought that, oh my God,
Trump's dying.
The president's sick. No. Oh my God. There is nothing that is.
I got to be honest with you. I didn't pay much attention to the news over the holiday weekend,
which is fine.
But I did see something today, even that they said that, look, Joe Biden is healthier than Trump. And I started to giggle. I was like, well, I don't know what world you're living in. But, to sit there and make a joke. And we discussed at length, after Joe Biden's initial debate performance when they pulled him. I mean, we were not worried in a sense. We were just like observing, man, the guy's really doing badly. But nowhere did you find, I'd challenge anyone to do it. Nowhere did you find in at least this threesome glee or, hey, Joe Biden's dying. Ha ha ha. We don't do that. And I think the ends, like
we just
Dan
said that we knew that he had declined.
The ends always to a liberal always justify the means. Always. Doesn't matter what happens. Hey, did you see not to segue too far, but wait, you wanted to get to a story there, Jason. I don't want to cut you off.
It was just going to roll in, and it's a really quick one, and it's not going to take long. I mean, it's a big one, but it's not going to take long. But Rosie O'Donnell, back in the headlines, apologizes after falsely claiming Minneapolis church shooter was a Republican.
Yeah,
MAGA supporter.
Yeah, remember that?
So that dumb bitch. That dumb fat bitch that lives in Ireland at this point is still talking. She's still talking. Why is she talking?
Why do we call her a comedian? I mean, honestly, what is the last? When has she done anything funny?
I don't call her a comedian.
Well, it says right there, liberal comedian admits she was wrong. Written by somebody, Greg. Wow, so I can't read it. But
where's it? I moved it.
Sorry. A liberal actress and comic. She's not a
Greg
comic.
Greg Weiner.
Hey, Greg Weiner. She's not a comic, okay? She hasn't been funny. She's never done She hasn't done anything funny. She did one movie. What was the baseball movie? League of Their Own.
Yep.
What else did she do? Name another Rosie O'Donnell movie.
Well, here, let me read the article real quick, and then we'll fucking hammer it. But it's so stupid, but it tied right in, so it worked perfect. But Rosie O'Donnell, the liberal actress and comic, apologized on social media Sunday after falsely claiming the Minneapolis Catholic Church school shooter was a MAGA supporter, a Republican, and a white supremacist. So she immediately jumped to a fucking conclusion because she hates Trump, and she's out of the country, by the way.
Yeah, she doesn't live here.
So it doesn't matter. But last Thursday, O'Donnell posted a video after learning about the attack that left 2 children dead and 18 others injured, 15 of them kids. So fuck you, Rosie O'Donnell. You're a piece of shit. The comedian, in quotes, that's not in quotes, I'm putting it in quotes, said the violence reminded her of the Columbine massacre in '99 when she struggled to comprehend that American students were shooting each other in schools. Well, it shows you how out of touch of reality that she has been with her fame and her fortune, that she doesn't think about normalcy.
What I don't see in that article is a description of what group the shooter actually belonged to.
Correct.
I fail to see that in the article that mentions Trump and MAGA a bunch of times. First of all, I got to say, I swear to God, you could put Michael Moore and Rosie O'Donnell right next to each other, and I would struggle to be able to tell who's who because they look a lot alike. Have they ever been seen separately? I really want to know.
Regarding the Minneapolis shooting, O'Donnell pointed out it took place inside a Catholic school and added, "What do you know?" This is in quotes. "What do you know? It was a white guy, Republican MAGA person. What do you know? White supremacist."
Was not wrong.
You're an idiot.
Wrong.
You're a fucking asshole. You're an asshole for even, and that's as much as I want to go into that.
Stay in Ireland and eat your shepherd's pie or whatever they eat there. And
you're a fucking asshole for even making those statements.
Well,
How about, hey, I have millions of dollars. Is there anything I can do for the families?
No.
That would be awesome.
We
just talked about if we hit the lottery, what would we do?
You do not see that behavior from the left. Okay, you don't see that.
You absolutely do not.
And speaking of that,
so that worked out perfectly. Thank you. Thank you for leading that in.
The left, like Dan said, ends just by the means. Did you hear the story? No, we're not going to get into it, but because I didn't mention it. But up in Michigan, there's a big deal brewing that they've caught. The Democrats had committing fraud up there to the tune of $5 billion with like 200. I can't remember how many they have fake employees, fake programs that they're funding, and no one knows where the money's going, to the tune of $5 billion. And that is
at the state level.
At the state level, and let me tell you that is what kind of state?
That's a big chunk of change for a state.
And who is? I don't know the time period it's over.
All Democrats.
Who's running that state? Democrat Party.
All Democrats.
Tim Walz, what is he a member of? Democrats.
Democrats.
Wasn't he the Democrat vice presidential candidate? Shouldn't he be
Yes,
held
he
to a
was.
higher standard with his remarks like that? And Tampon Tim is going to just wave his hands and say, "Oh, I was just joking." Blah 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 blah. He wasn't joking. There was nothing funny about that. That was at a union event as well. People should have booed him. I mean, honestly, you should have booed him. Some things should not be said. But Democrats, this is what they do. So, whatever. I mean, just when you're choosing who you want to support, I'm not saying please don't misconstrue this. I'm not saying I'm not against Bosco had a comment. I'm not saying that
looks like that racist dude.
I'm not saying that Republicans are always good, but lately it's been just blow after blow. The Democrat Party just is flailing wildly to try to find their identity, and they just cannot seem to find it. But anyhow, it's fine. Whatever.
Well, I mean, Tim Walz is going on every podcast that he can get his hands on that will have him.
I think he really thinks that he is laying the groundwork right now for a presidential run.
I absolutely, I agree with you, but
he is.
I think that's the dumbest shit ever.
Well,
And of course he knows he's going to get favorable coverage in the media.
But I agree with you. I think that's what he's trying to do.
Well,
they have nothing else. They have nothing else between him, which is just a fucking long shot, and then fucking Newsom.
Well, Gavin's got his own issues out there,
and he's got his own issues.
Sure. I mean, it's just it'll be a fun election cycle if that's who they're going to go to.
This is going to be tits. This is going to be great podcast.
It's going to be great material.
It's going to be awesome. We're going to have it just like we had it with Biden versus Trump. We're going to have it again.
Well, did you see
and it's going to be right around retirement time for me. So we are going to be hitting this shit fucking hard.
Hey, did you hear JD's response to because he offered thoughts and prayers in regards to the shooting, and he pretty well did a great. I thought he did a fantastic response, and he just said, you know what, we turn to God in times like this. I'm paraphrasing, because that's where we get our strength from. you know, you guys, it was some reporter tried to one up him and say something, you know, well, you now call for gun control or whatever. And you know, we need more than thoughts and prayers. And he said, you know what, we believe in a higher power, and, you know, we believe in God, and we turn to God. And I love the way JD Vance does not take shit. And you're talking about who's going to be running this next election cycle. You know, we've all been very impressed by Marco Rubio and the job he's done as Secretary of State. But let's not forget, even though people were bitching and moaning that the traffic, the streets are closed on Columbia Parkway and blah, 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 blah. You know what? I think JD Vance is really doing one hell of a job as Vice President of the United States.
I think he is too. Yeah. And apparently Gavin Newsom is trying to challenge him to a debate.
I would love it.
For what? Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Gavin Newsom, because he wants to get his presidential bona fides out there.
Why would you accept that and put Gavin Newsom on?
JD Vance has no business accepting that. I mean, I think he would destroy Gavin Newsom, but he ought to turn to Gavin Newsom and say, "Look, I'm Vice President of the United States.
You're beneath me.
Maybe if you get the nomination from your party,
exactly,
then we'll talk about putting something together. But until then, I've got other business to attend to.
Exactly.
And take your cheap shots at me all you want. I'm perfectly fine. And he doesn't. JD Vance is not a guy who needs us to defend. You know what really helped him out a lot though is, and people, there's still a lot of people who don't know this outside of the state of Ohio, is that when he ran for the Senate in the state of Ohio, he ran as a Republican, as a Trump supporter. And there was all this video out there, and Andrew, you probably know this better than I do. There was a lot of Republicans saying, we can't vote for this guy. Look what he said about Trump. And he was totally anti-Trump from when Trump first came on the national stage.
He had his problems with Trump.
He had a lot of disagreements with Trump. Didn't like the Trump policies, didn't like the way he acted, all this other stuff. And so when he was running for the Senate here in Ohio, he went through the crucible on that because every media outlet had him on. It's not like you just do the big three and you're done. No, you got to do stations in Cleveland. You got to do stations in Toledo. You got to do TV stations in Akron. And that's like 3 or 4 stations in every city, in Dayton, in Cincinnati, all the big towns in Ohio, Youngstown. I mean, you got to go to all, and a lot of them are big time liberal Democrat enclaves. So he was asked about all this on a regular basis, and he took the tough questions.
He did,
and he owned it, and he said, "Yeah, I said these things about Trump, but you know what? I looked at what Trump did.
And he said, I've changed my mind.
Yeah, I've looked at what he did when he was in office. I looked at his policies,
right.
And he said, I was mistaken. I was wrong. I had the wrong idea about Trump. So much so that Trump picked him to be his vice presidential candidate."
I will tell you.
So that experience served him so well, is that when he's out there and he's fielding all these gotcha questions from the national media, he is completely prepared to fend those off because he's been through it.
He doesn't shy away from, and you're exactly right. Yeah, we had those in the party that were against him because they said he didn't support Trump and didn't really want to listen to anything. And JD Vance did something very unique. He didn't deny it. He addressed it the way he addresses people when they try to do gotchas with him in interviews. He directly he faces it head on, and he is such a good speaker, and he is so eloquent, and more importantly, he's so knowledgeable and competent that he totally disarmed them. And he said, yeah, I did say that at the time because of this, that, and the other, but I was wrong. And which is so refreshing. When is the last time that you heard a politician say, I was wrong? Because we can play 10, 20 years of Gavin Newsom saying how if he was elected, he was going to end homelessness in the state of California. It is now currently worse than it's ever been. And he's been in charge. And he said, that's the matrix you should judge a governor by, is if they can address the homeless population and the housing costs in California, which are now worse than they've ever been. So, those things are going to be awesome to watch. But yeah, I agree with you. I would not elevate Gavin Newsom. Let him go through the Democrat primary himself. Let him get the bumps and bruises. The long knives will be out. I don't know who's even running the Democrat Party now, Dan. I have no idea who's in charge.
Well, that's all. That was a lot of the conversation on the Sunday shows, and it has been a topic conversation. Who's in charge of the Democrat Party? And everyone's looking around. They don't know.
They don't know.
They do not know.
Jim Carville is black, and Jim Carville,
he's fucking killing him.
He's
I mean, do you want AOC to be in charge?
She's
Do you want Ilhan Omar to be in charge?
I want.
Do you want Rashida Tlaib to be in charge?
I want Jasmine Crockett.
Oh, for God's sake.
She's.
I
impressive.
actually want
You
all
want Eric Swallowswell to be in charge?
I think that he has demonstrated a good ability to judge character. That giant melon head. Hey, by the way, did you hear? I don't know if you guys. I mean, not to spring this on you. Did you hear who's not running for re-election on the Democrat side?
Not Maxine Waters.
Nope.
Let me think.
New York.
Not Hochul.
No. Congressman, New York, state of New York. Pulls his pants up to his chin.
Oh, and Nadler, Jerry Nadler,
Nadler
has
has
announced
announced today.
He said,
so Nadler has announced it, and I am going to miss that guy because, whenever you're feeling bad about yourself and you're like, you know what, I don't think this suit looks good on me.
God's sake.
That guy has his belt right up under his armpits, and I am going to really miss that guy because he put the ass in asshole, and he is not going to seek re-election. And I'm sad because he was really a source of information and entertainment. So,
do you know who Mark Simone is?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he put out a on social media a picture of Nadler. This goes back probably, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago. But it was a picture of him like standing there, like you said, with his suit on, pants up, his
pants are up
to his nipples.
Up to his nipples.
And he said, how dare anyone call this man a clown?
And he is. And I mean,
what would have been better? He's like, hey, I have nipples, Greg. Do you want to nip me?
Well, the thing is
Nadler is not running again.
Nadler's not running again. So you got these old.
So he's chiseled enough money that has socked enough. I'm sure his net worth is in the multi.
Could you only imagine? Hell, there was a story yesterday.
How corrupt is that guy?
The insider trading that goes on in Congress is just criminal, and I wish they would do something about it. But there probably won't ever. And it goes on both sides to a certain extent. But the old school Democrat power base is really fading away. Pelosi not as effective anymore. Nadler's gone. Bug-eyed Schiff probably has his legal problems, hopefully, that he's going to be going through. It's going to be interesting who turns out to start leading the Democrats. Is it going to be Jasmine Crockett? AOC, you've noticed she's kind of taken a back seat lately. You haven't heard much about her.
All you're seeing is like little selfie pictures with her.
I haven't seen even much of that.
I don't know.
I've seen multiple, but you haven't heard her speak or talk and talk shit.
The only pictures I've seen of her is her head bobbing up and down in Montani's lap.
Do you know?
That's it.
Do you know who the most rational Democrat is today? I mean, the most rational, level-headed.
The dude from Pennsylvania.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The dude from Pennsylvania that had brain trauma.
Fetterman.
Stroke.
Fetterman. Yeah.
John Fetterman is probably the most rational Democrat. Now, what does that say for the state of your party? Now, I'm not saying anything mean about John Fetterman. John Fetterman is not a conservative, but John Fetterman, even with his trauma that he went through with a stroke,
to make a turn, though.
He is definitely the most rational, common sense Democrat that I can think of in Congress and in either house. So,
he can look at reality.
He seems to be able to.
Yeah, he can look at reality and speak to situation.
Speaking was a challenge for him a few years ago.
Sure it was.
And I mean, I'm not making fun of the guy. The guy definitely is a conundrum and an odd ball in the Democrat Party because he is speaking.
Well, they don't know what to do with him.
They don't know what to do with him.
Yeah, he's a total loose cannon as far as the Democrats.
He's their wild card.
Yeah.
So they're like, where we think we have you, and
November.
Then he'll say something.
Hey, let me tell you something. The one thing about this holiday, now
Labor Day
weekend is when, at least in my mind, when I was involved, Labor Day weekend is when the political season starts.
Yeah,
And
traditionally,
before that,
this is the time of the year when people start paying attention.
Your
to
local
politics.
Democrats have been starting earlier. They started like 3 weeks ago. Whatever. They don't have lives, but most people are busy in the summer. You know, most people are having fun with their families.
Most people are out in the sun.
Most people are out in the sun. When you don't like the sun, you have no friends. You're shut in. You have 30 cats, and politics is your only social life, like most local Democrats. You start earlier and earlier. So my point is, it's now the political season, and now things will get interesting. And it's going to be, the midterms are very, very important coming up, and it's going to be really, really, really interesting to see what happens this election cycle. And locally, heck, locally we have 2 trustees and 3 school board seats that will affect our local politics here in Anderson Township in a big way. And, I'm going to be very involved, as you guys know, and hopefully we'll be doing some commercials for some of the people that are running locally. But I can tell you that, you're going to have some tough choices to come. I don't think they're tough. I think you're going to have some hard choices to make. Do you look at results, or do you go for rhetoric that is change for change's sake good? Personally, I think that tried and true works very good locally, and we have some great local reps running. But we do story after story on the judges and how important these judges are. Man, we've got judges running. City of Cincinnati has a big mayor race that you comment on all the time. We comment on all the time.
Yep.
This is important stuff, and this local stuff. Don't lose sight of the ball here. The local is where it hits your pocketbook and hits your. Like I said, we had 3 murders a mile from my house. I don't like that, and I want to keep my neighborhood as safe as possible. Okay, so I'm going to vote for those that have a track record of public safety and public service, and putting public safety as a priority. Not these people that have never been in office before, wouldn't know, that are supported by a party that believes in what? Defunding the police. That's just a fact.
That's here in Cincinnati, we complain about if we had a shooting in Mount Washington, there was a shooting in Millvale, and I think there was another shooting in Westchester over the weekend. And so Westchester's a pretty upper middle class community north of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So these things disturb us, and I'm glad that I live in a place where these things are not common, and they make the news on a regular basis. A place like Chicago, there were a lot of people shot in Chicago over the weekend, and now you've got the mayor out there who is talking about, Trump is talking about sending in help, and I want you to listen to the point that this guy, what's the guy's name right there opposed to this?
C-Reason.
C-Reason. This guy posted a great video on this, and I think makes an excellent point that I think that wasn't in the forethought of my mind. And I think he makes a great point that a lot of people have not thought about when it comes to fighting crime in Chicago. And it starts out with a guy who's reffing a little league football game, and look at the video that the ref posts. What's happening at this little league football game.
Down. Everybody got to get down because they shoot.
I saw this.
Everybody down. Look, these kids are running. They shooting. We can't have no fun in Chicago, man. No fun, man. This is terrible. I ought to throw a goddamn flag. Because this y'all neighborhood.
Okay, so things like that are happening regularly in Chicago. And you see his skin color, he's black, and most of the people around him were black.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a protest going on in Chicago today. Check this out. Now, what did you notice about the vast majority of the people in the streets protesting? A heavy majority of these people are white. There were more than 50 people shot in Chicago this weekend alone. More than 50 people. It's either 52 or 53, depending on what source you look at, and 7 people have been killed. And I'd be willing to bet money if you were out in the street and you went and asked these people, how many people were shot this weekend in Chicago? I bet you they would not be able to tell you. If you asked them how many people were killed this weekend from gunfire in Chicago, I bet they wouldn't be able to tell you. And it's funny because these white liberals and these white Democrats care to claim about Black people so much, but then they want to protest the federal government looking to send troops in to help make Black people more safe in Chicago. But again, these white people protesting are not nearly as affected as the Black people who are dealing with this every day. No troops to Chicago. We like 50 people being shot per weekend. That's okay as long as Trump doesn't come here. That's okay as long as we're opposing Trump. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Black Americans voting Democrat is not in Black Americans' best interest. But the Democrats need to keep Black people distracted with race so we don't realize it. Think about it. They're protesting Trump using the National Guard to help crack down on crime. When, like I said, this weekend, 50 people have been shot, or more than 50, 7 dead. They do not care about results. They do not care about getting things done. They care about opposing Donald Trump. That is the current backbone of the Democratic Party, and that is what unites them, opposing Donald Trump. It's pathetic. Also, just a reminder, I have a free email.
Look at how great a point that guy makes.
Spot on.
Yes. 50 people shot, 7 dead in Chicago, and you've got people out there protesting the idea that Trump wants to send in the National Guard to stop this kind of stuff. He proved that it can stop in D.C.
And the mayor there is actually now praising Donald Trump.
And you've got mostly white people who are out there cheering on this mayor and saying, do not send the help in because what? We want Black neighborhoods to be shooting galleries. We want to continue right down the path that we're continuing now. 50 people shot, 7 dead over the Labor Day weekend is not enough. We want more of that. Is that what they're saying?
Mm-hmm.
And this is not my point. I give this guy C Reason.
Why don't we get him on?
C Reasonist. Just so much credit.
Yeah, I'll reach out to him.
And look at the beginning of that video.
Yeah.
You've got that referee at a little kid football game
laying on the ground.
And he's like, everyone has to get down and he's doing this as if this is what we do.
God, I can't wait till I can retire.
We do this 3 or 4 times a game because we know bullets are flying overhead.
Well, we had that happen here.
And all the kids,
football game that happened.
Yeah, but not
like that. Not often.
Not nearly at the
not often. But I mean, my point is that this is happening.
But this guy's doing this like he's not panicking.
No, he's
like yeah, we do this all the time. It's like Kiefer says, why we can't have nice things.
Hug the ground.
Hug the ground.
Look,
everyone knows the drill. I mean, think about that. Everyone knows the drill.
When will they? Let me ask you a question. Not to be just, let me just ask you. When will the people? He gets it. The guy doing C Reason gets it. When will the voting populace get it? That they cannot elect these people.
There are so many people that want the Guard in Chicago.
Okay, but
I'm talking people. Like I've seen many videos. They're saying, please, yes, send them. I know our government is saying, don't bring it here. We want it. We need it. We want it.
But when will they hold their local elected officials accountable and not reelect them? That's my question.
Correct. No,
why
you're right.
are we bailing out? And I'm not playing with people's lives here, but I'm asking a legitimate question.
It's
why should we send troops into Chicago
to police the United States?
To police the United States, which is really not what the military is set up for.
Right.
And why are we bailing out the failed policies of a Democrat administration in Chicago?
Because you have to bail it out to get it up and over the hump.
See, but I disagree. I think as soon as you straighten it out,
this is what I love.
They're going to go right back and they're going to elect the next idiot. Look, I didn't think they could get worse than Beetlejuice, and they did. So what does that say for the voters of Chicago?
And then Lifa gets put on special counsel for Dalton, Georgia.
Yeah,
for that dumb bitch.
It's like I said, if Trump is on solid constitutional footing by doing this, then I say by all means. If he's not, then
I don't know that he is.
Then someone please give me a better solution.
The better solution is, in my mind, if he's not on, you would think that I would be like, yeah, send him in, right? You would think that.
Yeah,
I get it.
But look, okay, tomorrow, Chicago. Okay, then what? New York? Then where? LA
I think,
again?
I know.
I think
And Atlanta?
I think New York was next on the list.
But I mean, my point is, where do you draw the line? And then when does Cincinnati raise to the point of, well, we've had shootings here, so send them in here because we obviously don't have a local administration that can wipe their ass with both hands. So we need someone to
we
come
don't have
wipe
an
their ass.
administration that's serious about fighting crime.
But
That's
so
for sure.
my point is, elections have consequences. This is the consequence. You keep electing these idiots in Chicago. I mean, New York, for example, New York back in the 70s. Remember the headline that they had, Ford to New York. What did it say? When New York asked to be bailed out of bankruptcy, what did Gerald Ford say to him? They had on the headline, said, Ford to New York, drop dead, which is a popular New York saying. I even say it sometimes myself. I think it's hilarious.
It's a good saying.
But it is. But, I mean, my point is
I wasn't
that
born yet.
here's the deal.
Or not paying attention.
New York hit rock bottom, and what happened? They elected Giuliani, and he straightened out the city. They finally got it. It got so bad that they got it. And then they got fat and lazy, and they forgot. And look where they're at now.
Yeah.
So elections there have to be ramifications for electing these fools.
I don't disagree.
And you're
by
going to
any
have to
means.
go through pain. And I'm not saying, I'm not taking any glee in the fact that 52 people or 3 got shot in Chicago. But you got to hold, that's a local elected official problem, administration problem. You have to hold them accountable.
No, I agree
Stop
with that.
electing these people. New York City, you're about to.
It's the same story in D.C. It's the same story in
but
Chicago.
DC is
It's
different.
The
It's a
same,
federal
when
district.
you talk, I know when you talk about electing local leaders.
I understand that, but it's a federal district. They can do that.
I mean, they reelected Marion Barry after he was on video smoking crack cocaine.
Well, that was like a resume enhancement.
All right, so
All right.
I'm gonna play this ad, and then we'll get out of here because I know you got.
I gotta go. I have a meeting. Hi, everyone. Dan Carroll here. Time to tell you about a great new sponsor for the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. It's Murphy Engraving. Murphy Engraving is the place to go for your business, industrial, and personal engraving needs. Take a look at the Murphy Engraving page on Facebook, and you're going to see all kinds of unique items that really seem to take on a life of their own because they've been customized with an image, a name, or a logo, and all of it just really beautifully done. The acrylic sports awards that light up are especially creative and very cool. The customized bottles of bourbon, those are my personal favorite. And wait till you see what they can do with items that are made out of wood. The next time you want to recognize someone special or you're looking for that one-of-a-kind gift, you'll be glad you checked out Murphy Engraving. And a bonus, you're supporting a local family-owned business run by brothers Brian and Kevin, who is a lifetime firefighter and Air Force vet. At Murphy Engraving, they turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, and at Murphy Engraving, we are American-made.
American made. You'll notice
we're one light.
There's
a lot more room here.
There is a little bit of a difference.
Yeah. So Dan had to step out. He had a very important meeting to go to with a government official.
He's actually, and I will give kudos. He is keeping true. He's a little bit late, but keeping true. He is officiating our friends Scott and Stephanie's wedding, so he has to go and have the officiant meeting, which Jill and I are doing with my buddy tomorrow. So I understand. So he has to go.
So we're helping him clean up here and get.
So we're cleaning up. We're cleaning up his mess.
If you don't give Dan his stuff, it will be forgotten.
It will
Dan,
totally be forgotten.
One thing about Dan Carroll, he is quite forgetful.
But no, we're gonna come back at you guys Saturday. I think we decided on Saturday. Probably around. Oh yeah,
He almost left his phone.
He'll leave this. You want me to hold this? You want me to hold it for you?
I'm good.
Get out of here. We're over here trying to close out the show. Look at you guys dropping shit.
He can't even grab a phone.
Yeah,
But no.
Saturday works. I mean, whatever. We'll be talking. But you guys, if there's something that we're not covering, I mean, if there's any topic, Jason, I don't know if we've ever asked. If it's something we're not covering, shoot us a text.
Yeah.
Let us know
Falk throws me a bunch of shit. The problem is I come up with a plan.
Yeah.
And then you and Dan take it 18 ways to Sunday.
It's called we're fleet of
foot.
It's
And we
definitely
are-
fucking fluid. It is
and-
definitely fluid. So I try to bring
Well, you
some
never
of the
know.
things
Listen,
up,
let me tell you something. You don't know where your brain is going to take you. For example, we didn't
No,
even
I-
touch on,
and I'm okay with it.
yeah, and that's a good part of this show.
I have 4 other stories that we haven't hit, but
We haven't hit. Look, this
But we'll hit
weekend
'em.
here, the big deal here in Cincinnati is obviously the WEBN and fireworks. So everyone was online showing pictures of the fireworks. But man, there was a lot more going on than fireworks,
right.
right? And we didn't even get to Belichick. We wanted to talk about Belichick. I mean,
How about those Buckeyes, by the way?
yeah, I was actually cheering for the Buckeyes, which is very rare for me because
Good
my
work.
UT fans
work.
were well. I got sick
You're an
of-
A&M fan.
I'm an A&M. I'm sadly a perpetual A&M fan.
and because
They-
we're
they-
friends, now I root for Texas A&M.
That's nice, but here's the deal. So I was really tired of the anointing of Arch. I thought it was Archie, but it's Arch
Arch.
Manning.
Getting the crown.
They had that guy. They were just blowing him up 5 ways to Sunday. Now I was listening to the game. I didn't watch the game. I was on my boat, so I was listening to the game. But he was 7 of 13 or 14.
Yeah.
It's about 50%, 1 interception, 1 touchdown, I think.
He did not look comfortable whatsoever.
I've read a lot of reports that he didn't do well, and I'm not taking any glee in that fact.
No.
But they
He'll come
definitely-
around. He'll come around. He's a good quarterback. He'll come around.
They put that kid under so much pressure, and
And I love a couple of the pundits. They said, I blame the national media
they were
for
blowing
putting that on him.
they blew that
because-
kid up. But they were saying, the Texas this and they're going to win, and Ohio State doesn't have a chance. And from what I heard, 7-14 is not it's not an offensive juggernaut, but I heard it was a good defensive game.
Oh, Ohio
And-
State's defense is fucking sick.
So we'll see what
Sick.
happens. But I did take glee. I had to tell you, we mentioned this on the show before, and we'll finish up here in a bit. But I took glee in the fact that Belichick just got drubbed
Yes.
last night.
Bill Belichick getting
Bill
smoked.
Belichick, I got to tell
He
you,
is not used to being on that side.
Bill Belichick has to be. He was a great football coach, I guess. I mean, yes, in the pros, no question. The results are, I heard they did some shady shit. Okay, like they were the first to. Were they stealing signals or something back in the day, or they did something? I remember the Patriots were mired. in
Oh
a
no,
couple
it was
of those.
you had Inflategate, and then you had Signals. Yeah,
Yeah, inflate the ball gate.
Yeah.
Right.
You had multiple things.
So, but at the end of the day, the results are the results. They had a dynasty for sure. But, dude, you've reached your point. You're retiring, right? Just go away with grace and, have a life with your very, very young girlfriend who obviously was even on the sidelines during the warm-ups of the game, which I thought was completely inappropriate. But did you know, and you may not know this, did you know? So their quarterback got the shit. I mean, he was getting killed all night by TCU. Do you know that the quarterback that came in, kid played for A&M, fractured his leg horribly last year and came back from it? I mean, they were showing, I forget his name right now. Somebody will tell me. Do you know that the kid that played quarterback in the game and Bill Belichick's girlfriend are the same age? No. Did you know that?
I mean, I knew it would be close.
I didn't
but
know
I
that.
didn't know. I didn't know it was the same.
How that guy, and they kept interviewing him, and they kept having, oh, Coach Belichick, what's it like to coach your first game, and blah, and they had him on the air. And I was like, man, is everyone just ignoring the elephant in the room here? And just are like, Bill, what the hell are you doing? I mean, what the hell are you doing? And he doesn't.
Well, apparently he's doing her,
I understand that, but I mean,
which is lovely for him. I suppose.
I just think I think it's sick. I think it's wrong. I mean, I really, really do. I think it's gross. I think it's wrong. And, he's got to be known that people, I mean, I snicker at him. I don't even know the guy. Could you imagine when he walks by, people are like, ugh, just gross.
Well, no, because people are fucking starstruck. You and I are a little bit like, I don't get starstruck,
I don't starfuck anybody.
but there are people that be like, oh my God, it's Bill Belichick.
Who
Oh my God.
cares? He's a weird dude. And I was happy to watch him lose the game. They started
Now
to say,
sports dudes they're like, oh, he's
No,
banging
whatever.
that 20-something.
See, he's an idiot. He's an idiot.
I agree.
And
I don't disagree with you.
They started to say things like, hey, the score is starting to reflect, it's starting to be almost like the age difference between Belichick and his girlfriend.
was like 48-14. And then the game got so boring and so out of hand. Kurt Herbstreit put his dog on air. They had his dog in the booth, and he put my like headsets on him and had him up there like the dog was going to start. They were talking about anything they could because the game was that bad.
I did not get to watch. I didn't watch any of it.
It was terrible.
I just saw the final score.
So I wanted to. I mean, if you're on the internet today, or especially Facebook, the memes that are going around about Belichick are just priceless, and it's definitely worth checking out. We didn't touch on that. We'll probably share some the next show, but Saturday's fine with me. You just check with Dano once he gets done doing his shaman wedding, and we'll figure out what's up. I didn't know he was a shaman. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah. He's not an officiant. He's a shaman.
Nah,
He's actually a shaman.
he's a shaman.
He's like Yoda.
He is like Yoda.
He is like.
Must be. Is it?
Married you will be.
It's a Native American wedding or something.
But yeah, we'll see you guys Saturday, and we appreciate you. Saturday,
Hit that like button. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, subscribe. Tell somebody.
Hey, you want to share the news about the last show?
Oh, our show with Kenny Kober, the FOP president, like skyrocketed on YouTube with views, and we got a lot more subscriptions. So please,
That doesn't happen without you. That doesn't happen without you. So share it.
Tell somebody.
Tell somebody,
and
help us monetize this.
Yeah, I'm retiring in a couple of years, so
that's right. We need a studio upgrade.
Help a brother out.
Upgrade.
And actually, real quick, because it's just you and I here.
What's that?
And we have time.
Yeah.
Let's we're going to promote our buddy's book. Eric Tansey, Pig Latin, a seriously funny true story of a former police officer.
You guys were talking about last show.
Yeah. So that apparently is taking off like gangbusters. So
good for him.
A lot of our followers, listeners, watchers, we cross contaminate, if you want to call it that. But we have some people on ours that don't know who Eric Tansey is. Please check out his book, because I've read it, I've listened to it. It is absolutely fantastic. And just push this thing. Let's push his book to the moon, because he put a lot of work into it. But we have people that aren't failure to stop followers on this as well. So if you haven't heard of Eric Tansey, contact me. I'll give you a whole rundown. But that book is absolutely fantastic. So make sure you pick it up, grab it on. You can grab it audio, or you can grab it on Barnes & Noble or Amazon or wherever. But support him, because he's helped this podcast a shit ton.
Very cool.
So we'll see you guys Saturday, probably around 5. I'll give you plenty of notice, but probably around 5 o'clock Saturday. And we appreciate you. We love you, and we'll see you.
Out.